Next to it we have a Fiesta ST. Yeah, this is really nice. I do like these. This has been slammed, if that is the phrase. It is indeed. Very nice indeed. And I love these later lights where you got them on the sort of later Fiestas. Very nice indeed. And right next to it we have a Mark 6 ST, which again, these are quite sought after these days, but a lot of these are now finding their way onto the banger stage because they are at that price bracket. But we have this beautiful sort of red two-tone seats, very much like the ST170 seats in a Mark 1 Focus, where you've got sort of the black leather on the outside and then you've got material where you sit. I quite like that. Half leather seats kind of go well. I quite like them, but instead of having sometimes you can get the leather bit where you sit and then the cloth where you don't. Some manufacturers tend to go either way, but again, typical Mark 6 dashboard. Very nice indeed. And this being a later one, we have got slightly later headlights to them. Very nice. Yeah, this one has got some interesting things on the headlights. Very nice indeed. Yep, and a very nice spoiler. Leather seats, full Recaro seats in this car, with some very sparkly paint. I hope the camera picks that up because I can barely see my phone, it's this bright. We have a 3.5 RS again in black, and I believe by this stage it was no longer Panther black, it was just black. There is another name for this colour, but yeah. Oh, we have another Mark 1 RS, fantastic. Another 03 registration with Dover Court. That's where it was registered. Headlights have been really well done, and we have the original wheels here, and we have the usual Sparco seats in here. Very nice, very original, and it's even got the original 6006 multi-changer CD player, which often you don't find in them these days. They're usually thrown away. Mark II RS. Now forgive me if this is your car, I'm just going to speed forward because I've seen God knows how many of them. Very nice indeed. RS Turbo. Very nice indeed, with a lovely 4-spoke RS steering wheel and very check patterny seats. Vents, front fog lights, yep, very nice indeed. Oh, okay, we have, wow, Evans Halshaw registered Sierra Cosworth. Now this is potentially the 4-wheel drive version. Okay, so with the obviously the Cosworth, it is the 4x4 version, which is the slightly rarer version. I love these. I just love these. That's just, I think that's one of the best alloy wheel designs of any car ever, and it's instantly recognizable as well. And we have the ordinary family interior, the Sapphire being the booted version, and obviously this was to kind of appeal the Sierra Cosworth with the everyday family man, so you can take your kids to school and then take it to a track day. I don't know, that's the idea anyway. But we have a huge Garrett turbocharger in this one, which is completely original, and wow, okay, I can just smell that, guys. I think you can smell it on camera, that stench of 80s, late 80s Ford engines. And I'll just bring you round to the back here, and we have the typical rear lights, the dark rear lights, which I think suits this so well indeed. I love this, and the correct dealership sticker at the back. Yeah, very nice, I approve. Wow, this is definitely an RS, but I can't think. Oh, lovely, you've given the clue. RS 1600i with the CVH 1.6, and we have got some interesting coils going on here. Don't know what that is about, but we have a very nice accessible fuel filter there. I just love the cam cover, I really do. That's just absolutely stunning. Does have the usual rocker leaks, but still very nice indeed. And a lovely battery cover. So nice. These seats look so inviting, it's untrue. I think they look more inviting than the leather equivalent. They do get rather baggy over age, but to be honest, it actually makes them even more inviting, like your sofa that's aged and it goes a bit baggy in places, but it's still utterly comfortable. Absolutely cracking. Again, I have to point this about the rear windows. The heating elements, they all go straight and then they sort of go like that. So there's a gap here and then there's a gap here. And I'm like, well, why is there a gap down there? I don't understand. Now, we are onto another stand, and this is a Mark V Escort. Wow, unbelievable. And it's obviously the cabriolet version. We saw this come in, and it is the XR3i. Now, I love the backlights of a Mark V. I think they just look so much better than a Mark VI. The one thing I will say about the XR3i is, despite the fact that it has exactly the same sort of running gear, I love that dashboard, by the way. I think the Mark V is just brilliant. Even though it's had the same running gear as the Mark IV, it wasn't really any quicker. In fact, I think it was slower because it was slightly more heavy. So it really wasn't popular in terms of performance. It was only really in the 1992 year they kind of became of age when the Z-Tech engines came out. And on a K-Reg, it's possible this has a Z-Tech engine in it. Then, well, this is kind of like the earlier one. This one, now if that's the front, look at the front of this one. Now this again is a Mark V, but with the oval grille, which they started introducing, which was a bit of a crossover in 1992 as far as I was aware. So again, these backlights were kind of installed like sort of later on. The XR3i model, again, very nice dashboard. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Then we have an XR3i cab, which I will stick my camera into this one actually, because this is a really neat interior. I love that. Lovely fabric upholstery on the door cards. Such an 80s touch actually. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And then we have the hatch, the XR3 hatch with, I love these. I love these covers. I think they're so classy. When you're not using your lights, cover them up. F-Reg with the stripe in the bumper. Yeah, very nice indeed. We have another cabriolet sitting right here with, oh, again, colour matched XR fog light covers. I like that more than the car. No, I'm only joking. Oh, another cabriolet with white as opposed to standard. Have to be careful not to damage the paintwork. Another one here. I do need to get some banners made. I think I'll get some banners made for my club, and the fact that this one actually hasn't got it's actually got a weird sort of different stand that you can actually drive over, so it doesn't actually go anywhere. I'll definitely look at that for my own Mark 1 group. And then we have a Mark 3. Wow, okay, with the earlier front just past this. Yeah, very boxy standard sort of dashboard you get on the Mark 3. Useful. Now right next to it we have an Escort XR2i, and forgive the sun because that rocker cover is just gleaming, and you might just get a little bit of flash in your eyes, guys. That is absolutely stunning. Apparently this car was restored in the 90s with, oh well, that's better than the car itself. No, I'm only joking. XR2, beautiful looking car. with the correct advertisement. Well, all the magazines as well to match. That's just stunning. This is pure concourse I'm looking at here, and I can't even. And then right next to it we have another F-Reg example in superb condition. Excuse the light, he's cleaned it so well. I've got to come around this side. There you go. You're not going to get sun in your eyes with the reflections. That cam cover looks so good. Rocker cover gasket has been changed and it looks exceptionally shiny with a K&N over there, and everything just looks really, really clean. I love the side skirts on these with the pepper pots, with the blue slash purple slash red slash grey slash millions of different tiny colours in there that I cannot even begin to tell you. These stickers are made, you can't get these stickers anymore, and these have been made by a few places down the years. I mean, as I say, we've got some Ford stuff and Chambers of Sutton. Nice one. Another G-Reg example with the EFI. Wow, okay. Oh, this building is alarmed. Well, what's it got to be alarmed about? Nothing's happening. Sorry, I nicked that joke off Mr. Boaty. It's been done before, but I thought I'd just that is quite hilarious actually, to be fair. Now, as we come to the back here, this is where we've got a lot of much older classics, and okay, this is a classic and half, and I believe, if I know what I'm looking at, this is a Prefect. I thought it was. I just wanted to confirm that by looking at the back. So this is a Prefect Deluxe. Now, slight differences. Have a look round here. Okay, aftermarket steering wheel, but pretty much the original interior. A lot of these cars have been added up, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have had a Pinto engine in it from new. Oh, the chrome lights and the chrome grille, lovely. And this one here has got the original engine, the Kent Crossflow engine, which is just wow in all its glory, with a K&N air filter just to help a little bit of breathing. That's astonishing. And the two-tone is just really, really nice. Goes with the two-tone seats in the car as well, and that is incredibly original. It's like the wheels. Hello. Mark III with a 1.6 CVH with its end-on distributor. I love a good old twisty distributor, although I dare say I don't think you can adjust the timing on these. Whether I'm wrong about that, I don't know. With another towel to protect your dashboard from cracking completely, with very nice models indeed. And yeah, lovely back window sticker. And this very, very subtle strip along the swage line, which I didn't actually spot. I thought it was a sun reflection actually. Oh, we have a Mark I Fiesta just sitting here, and sorry, I didn't really notice this then. And we've got this brown itchy cloth seats. They look quite itchy to me, with its utilitarian dashboard up the front. And then over here we have another Mark III or XR3i. Yeah, I like the headrests on this, very thick and comfortable. Very much something on 80s cars with big, thick headrests. If you had headrests in your car, and big, thick, luxury ones, that was a sign that you bought a more upper class model, shall we say. Oh, yes. We have some Janspeed turbo related stuff going on here. We have the Cologne V6, I believe, the famous Cologne V6 in this Sierra. Oh, with Recaro seats. And of course, it is the triple window version. Obviously, the body style on these Sierra XR4i's was completely unique to any other Ford. There was no other Ford that used a body shell that used these windows, and this flashy spoiler indeed. So something very, very rare and very desirable these days. We have a few Mark III Escorts here and there, XR2. So we got an XR type, XR3i I should say, excuse me, meant to say XR3i. Yeah, this is another XR3i with this beautiful sticker. Ford gives you more, well, it gives you more work, I'll put it that way. Another XR3. Now this is an XR3, so carburetted version with slightly interesting wheels. I don't prefer them as much. We've got the slatted seats, which are getting trim for these 80s Fords is non-existent now. Lovely to see this. So this is the carburetted version, and we have another Ford Fiesta Mark III. Wow, look at the shape of those shoulders. They're like kind of shoulder shaped bucket seats. That's just, if you've got big shoulders, you might struggle with that sort of driving position. That's absolutely cracking. I love the backlights, the way they curve around. They got these right, and it is the Zetec, because it is on a K-Reg 1992, and this is when they introduced the Ford Zetec and engine, one of the best engines that Ford have ever made. Another XR2 Mark I with the fog lamps. Woohoo! Yep, same sort of interior. Yep. On an X-Reg. Ooh, okay. Then we have another one, and we have a load of them here with the striped seats. Yeah, lovely, love it. Another Mark II, very interesting. We have another XR2 with this lovely striped body with pepper pots. I just love the spoiler at the back of them. Another X-Reg example. Oh, then we have a Mark I 1.3. Okay, and oh, the seats. Oh, okay, that is a treasured car indeed. It's really nice to see just an ordinary Mark I 1.3 here today with a lovely rebuilt brake servo. Very interesting. Oh my goodness me, another XR2, so the second one here today, and it is the cabriolet version. Oh yes. And I love the towel, so no cover, we've got the towel though, it protects the dashboard from the sun. Absolutely epic, and classic colour there on a Mark I XR2, really nice. Ooh, next to an E-Reg Mark IV Escort XR3i. Yep. I love the dotted fabric there. And we have an XR2 on a D-Reg. So a Mark II XR2. So kind of the later end of the XR2 era, where they were still offered as a normal carburetted version for a few years, but kind of getting to the point now where the carburetted XR2s compared to the XR2i were kind of becoming a bit long in the tooth, and not really as competitive, but they still sold in absolutely fabulous numbers. Oh, we have a H-Reg Mark III. Now I wondered when I would actually come across a Mark III XR2i, and this is the first one I've actually seen here today, with its very nice sculpted interior, where they started to get a bit more creative with the dashboards and a little bit more ergonomical. Very much a copy of the Escort Mark V dashboard with the fabric door cards and matching seats to note. definitely a car in a rarity. I just love these fog lamps. Another XR3i and next to another one. Goodness me, I've seen more XR3is than you can imagine. Goodness me, and we have got to the end of the line. That is fabulous, and these are just nice, aren't they? One more from the Mustang. Lotus Cortina. Right, we have a Mark II Focus looking kind of what you'd expect at this age on an 07 plate estate, and this parked up well, actually I don't think this parked up before me. The owner who did park up here has now gone and been replaced by this person who has got a TDCi, very good engine and very nice to see, and I hope the owner is having a good day. And here we have this shitbox of a car. I don't know what it's doing here. It's not a classic. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing here. Right next to it we have this G-Reg Ford Orion, and I'm going to show you this because this is just absolutely wicked. I would really fancy a Ford Onion because they're just so nice, aren't they, to look at, with a Ford Fusion which stands right next to it on an 11 plate. Very nice to see. Next to, goodness me, I've been oh god, wow, the words have been taken out of my mouth in more ways than one. And next door we are very surprised to see an ST170. Now I did see this come in and I tried to film it well. The ST170, this is Panther Black in all its glory, and it looks much better than mine, I'll put it that way, in terms of the bonnet. Got a few knocks here and there, I think, but from what I've seen, very tidy, with a nice badge on the back. Very much original to this in this form. ST170 alloys, the standard alloys with the hubcaps that never quite sit flush. It's a common fault with them, they're not very good. When I had ST170 alloys on mine, I kind of didn't bother with the hubcaps. I just protected the bearing with a load of grease at the front. That would be at the back, it's protected anyway because it's part of the drum. But we have the half leather seats as you would expect in any Focus Mark 1, with some satellite navigation added in additionally, which you may see because a lot of these are still in daily use, and to be using them you want them to have some sort of functionality like DAB digital radio, double dim fascia, that sort of thing is to be expected. And we have the sort of darker tinted headlights, much more darker than mine, which suit the ST170, and actually they suit Panther Black really nicely on these models. Oh my god, we got a Metro. That's a surprise, it's a Clubman. That's smooth. Uh, 3.5 RS in white. Probably a very good colour to kind of show you the profile of a Mark 3.5. Some people would argue this was kind of when Ford started to lose it with the Focus a little bit. It is a big car, I have to say, but nice to see. Oh, we have the Mondeo 3 litre, Mondeo Mark 3, the 3 litre Duratec V6. Wow, the very coveted, very coveted engine. I can't actually sit because it's just a massive engine cover. And can you explain what that is? The ST220 is quite a coveted car, and it's definitely a really good successor to the ST200. I will put it that way, a very good successor. Good grief, we have a W-Reg Escort. Oh, it's a 1.3L. Smaller lights, very dinky little bumper. Yes, with the chrome strip and I think it is a bit of rubber along the side. Oh, yes. Oh, dear me, with the patterned seats as well. Oh, yes, very nice wheels indeed. With your sibbies at the front. Oh, dear. I have another Mark II Focus here. Very nice, the ST version. Oh, good grief. Wow. Okay. Ooh. I do like the backlights. I think the backlights on a Mark II, actually, they did a decent job trying to make it look an evolution of the Mark I. And based on what people generally say on the forums, the Mark II chassis is actually a Mark I chassis, very much stretched, a bit of a longer wheelbase, a wider track, and a few other tweaks done underneath. But I would definitely say there is a basis for saying that a Mark II underneath is an evolution of a Mark I would definitely say so. The Mark III, completely different beast and no relation to either car. Very nice indeed. Ooh, Mark VII Fiesta ST in a 63 plate. Quite a nice seats indeed, with the sort of two-tone grey look that many Fords have of this age. And yes, I would definitely say that the Mark VII is going to be a future classic, particularly in ST form, because it's a fast Ford. And these are very much, they even look like a Mark I in silhouette shape, with this sort of tall top. It's quite a tall car. I do think that these swage lines are quite nice, these creases, because that's quite a big panel without these this semi-elliptic groove that they started with the Mark I Focus. I mean, look, it goes into the bumper as well, and then you've got a crease that goes all the way around the corner here. Very, very clever, and there's a lot of edge, the old edge DNA still in a Mark VII. Our favourite colour of the day, yes, and we have a Ford Sierra Azura. When was the last time you saw one of these? Now, this will be the 1.8 litre version, so we're talking, and obviously it's the hatch being the Sierra, not the Sapphire. Yep, Azura, very nice indeed, with the smoked rear lamps. It's a 1992 registration according to this, so towards the end. So very much someone into his paraphernalia here. I love this display, it's a great display. Oh, I love the wheel trims as well. It's a cracking dashboard, and I love the fact that the radio, the sort of centre of the dashboard, is actually facing the driver away from the passenger. Kind of emphasises that it's a driver's car, that there may not be as many people sitting in the car with you at all times. But this would be the 1.8 CVH engine, the biggest variation of the CVH in its original form. I do know that this engine was a 2 litre in the North American Mark I Focuses, believe it or not, and that's how the CVH ended, on a note. And here we have the Ford Escort Mark IV Eclipse, which is the run-out model. It was a limited edition that they produced around this time, because obviously the Escort Mark V had come out by this stage. I mean, there's a lovely display. It's owned by Becky Smith, and oh my goodness me, there are now less than 50 of these Eclipse left on the road. If I read that correctly, out of originally 2,200 being, well, 22,000 I should say, being registered. And you do have a lot of features still on this car. I can understand, probably this would have been maybe a bit of a bargain at the time, because obviously they wanted to shovel these out, and the only way of shoveling them out was to just stick a name on it, call it something limited, and say, look, there's only so many of these left. Again, we have the usual wavy heated rear window, which I can't understand because we've got blank spots. I don't get that, but I love the dealership sticker, and that looks to me to be the original. It's just got that yellow fadedness about it. Oh my goodness me, we have a Mark IV Happy Face. It's what we call the Happy Face, the oval. The time of the sort of early 90s where the oval styling was very much in force, although, wow, okay, this is unbelievable. It's an Encore model, so it's the bottom poverty spec. I should have seen this because the bumpers are not colour coordinated. Oh, this is fascinating. And it's got completely faded out wing. Oh, I love this car already. Oh, I love this car already. I come to a fast Ford show and there's beautiful cars here and I get excited about an Encore Fiesta Mark IV. But when was the last time you saw a poverty spec Mark IV like this? With its rusty steel wheels and actually quite tidy arches. I mean, I could show you under here. Yeah. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Registered by Meacher Ford in Birmingham. Hey, somebody had common sense to buy a very, very nice model at the time, and very basic. You didn't get much. It's just, you know, basic cloth and yeah, very nice indeed. So whoever's car this is, well done for bringing it here, because quite frankly it looks like it's in daily use, and it'd be a 1.3 Kent engine essentially. It was called something else at a later time, but it's a Kent engine. Wow, Sierra XR4 by 4. Okay, very, very nice indeed. With all your window switches in there, very nice seats. Very understated in this form. You wouldn't tell that it was a special model like the XR 4x4. You can only really tell by this badge here, which is actually quite understated. So I definitely wouldn't see this and think it's anything special, but it turns out it really is. I think this is one of the cars that caught my attention when it came in. It is a Mark I Fiesta on a V-Reg, so we're talking 79, 80, and in its purest original form. Didn't even have a dormer, so it's probably an L, with typically 1970s sort of half vinyl, half cloth seats, and I'm surprised the material is held on quite nicely, with this cute little bumper at the back. It is a 1.1 L. Wow, okay, that's cracking. Oh, I love this. Absolutely love this. This is really, really nice. Yeah, pure 70s in there. A lot of 70s styling touches to these, more or less. Now, this Sierra that we're looking at, and as most of you can tell, it is an extremely early one on a Y-Reg. Now, I'll tell you a bit of history that these early wheel trims I think are so cool, because you just only got them on the really early Sierras. This Sierra it's battered around the places. It's got mismatched colour panels and mismatched windows and bubbling here and there, but this is 11 owners from new, and it's got quite a large history. I think the owner says it's been stolen potentially, or joyridden a couple of times. Some of the locks are a bit bent. Yeah, they were quite easy to steal, and for such an advanced car, I suspect that Ford struggled to shift these originally, so they kind of made a lot of changes early on in the car's life to sort of dumb it down a little bit, to make it more presentable and a bit more traditional, because people just weren't used to this look of car. It was just so advanced. And this particular car is one of, I think, the third or fourth oldest, according to the owner, that since it was registered. It was built in September, late September 1982, and registered around the following January and February. I mean, it's even got the earlier door mirrors. I mean, the trim is just unbelievable. This is an extremely early car. It is wearing a few bits and pieces, like the boot is that the tailgate is not the original. It's not a GL, but it has certainly lived a bit of a life, this. but this is, I mean, he's come with all this patina. I believe that this wasn't really a love car. I don't believe that, the owner believes that it kind of wasn't loved by anybody. Apparently it wasn't Gary's until he bought the car. And it was going to go for banger racing. Nobody wanted it. The last owner couldn't give it away, which is a shame, because honestly, this is such an early car with the speaker in the middle of the dashboard. I'm only just learning about Sierras, but I think it's a dangerous prospect of me trying to grab one, because if I do buy one, I've got a feeling I might want a couple of them. It's that kind of Ford. And I think most people can resonate with what I say, but I think this has been for a few places. I think the dealership owned it for a few years as a show car. It was definitely a company car for many years, and he still has some artifacts in the door pockets, namely fag ends that have been there for years, and he hasn't touched it. He's done some mechanical work to get it working properly, and that's it. But what an astonishing car to see, and being such an early one. Potentially an older one, I think it's a green example. It's in far worse condition than this, so absolutely cracking to see. And we have another Mark III Fiesta with the CVH, with electronic fuel injection, as you would have obtained on the XR2i. This is, just feel that. That's just, love it. The seats do go a bit baggy. I think the material for the seats kind of, it stretches over time and it looks kind of baggy and not very nice, but this is kind of usual anyway. Yeah, I do like that touch. Another Mark II Cortina. So we seem to have a meeting of the Cortina Mark II Owners Club with all the different colours. I suspect that they've probably coordinated this. I think, do we have the majority of the colours here? Again, a very silvery Kent Crossflow engine at the top there. Smashing. Oh, what a colour we have here. Excuse me, I'm getting distracted. Very nice. And it's another 1600E, which is just, yeah, okay. The pièce de résistance of Cortinas, probably the most coveted example with just everything you could want. Another 1600E. I think it seems to be a meeting of the 1600E owners with the wood cappings on the door. Little dinky door mirrors on the door and not the wing on this example. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just getting frazzled by vinyl roofs, which are just, this is a classic colour for a 1600E in this colour. Imagine your dad back in the day bringing home one of these. You must have been doing very well to get one of these back in the day, because I don't know how much they were worth, but I'm pretty sure it would have been a good salary in the very least. Oh, Escort Mexico with the cibbies, and of course we have a lovely Pinto engine with throttle bodies. Whoa, and a strut brace to match. We have the Capris. We are very familiar with this Capri. Very, very familiar with this Capri. Of which I will show you again, because we all love Capris on this channel, do we not? And Dave, again, your favourite car. This one, absolutely cracking. That's a lovely colour, that is. Oh, this is a 2-litre gear. I didn't notice that first off. Yep, very 80s in there. I was going to say 70s. Very 80s here, with a brace of Hella fog lamps at the front. Quite a nice touch over the 2-litre S. This 2-litre S is incredibly rare. Ooh. And we have a D-Wage 1986 laser. It's a 2-litre. Now this one is a 2-litre laser with the rather purpley stitched seats. Very, very elegant indeed. Unbelievable. Yeah. We've seen a few 1.6 lasers, but this is the 2-litre laser. I don't necessarily think there would have been major trim differences, but well, these look really nice. I'm just sat in this 2-litre S, which is owned by Daniel, who is very well known in Capri circles, because if you don't know him, you probably aren't in Capri circles. This radio is apparently an upgrade from the original, and I mean, look at that, the Ford logo and everything. That's just beautiful period touches with these switchgear. I tell you what, the driving position is actually exceptionally sporty, and even though the seat is sat well back for Daniel's driving position, look at the view that you get. This is where my eyes are on the road, so you've got all the dials that you can actually see. The wheel is not obtruding the dials at all, and you've just got this slight bulge up here. Yeah, I know a few people who would love to be sitting where I'm sitting, and that clock there is in quite an afterthought of a place. It is a very weird place to put a clock, but you've got the laser seats, which are very comfy. I can say these seats hold you in really nicely, and then up here we've got the slide and tilt sunroof, which it's all intact, and obviously because it's a 2-litre S, you get the fishing nets, which was a thing on Fords and it was a thing on Audis. I think most people can relate to them with Audi Quattros of the same sort of age, but astonishingly original to the car. The typical Ford thing is you have to move the handle about 20 yards before it actually opens the door, but really, really nice touch. Oh, for Ford Capri 2 and a 2-litre S with a spoiler. Very interesting. So a little bit different to Daniel's car with the spoiler, but nevertheless all the same. And obviously we have the usual seats with fishing nets next to a Capri 2-litre. Oh god, the 2-litre Cologne, the 2-litre Pinto, I should say. Don't know why I got that wrong. Yeah, nicely painted. Well, you know, I love it when people paint certain parts of their engine bay. So, you know, you've got your airbox and you've got your rocker cover. It's hard to differentiate all the black plastics. If everything's black, it's difficult to tell what's what. I think that's the complaint I've got my own of my own car, to be honest. There's too many plastics, and sometimes it's difficult to know what pipe does what. So you do all your breather pipes in yellow silicon, you know, yellow silicon for the breather pipes, and then for the fuel hoses, maybe red, you know, that sort of thing. Escort RS 2000 on a K-Reg with the Zetec engine. Oh, okay, this is quite fast then. I imagine this would be quite speedy, although the RS name was kind of stretched to its limit, I think, with a Mark V Escort, even though I would dare say it's stunning to see one here, because they are exceptionally rare these days. It's the 1.3-litre version, goodness me, 2-door as well, extremely rare, very, very rare indeed. Most of these you do not see in 2-door form, with fog lights at the front, with this fantastic brown exterior on this Ford Cortina. It is a Cortina Mark IV. I was about to confuse it with a Mark III. That's pretty poor of me. Now we're coming to the sort of final few that I have actually eventually come to, the Ford Escort. I think this would be a Mexico, or maybe it's a kit car designed to look like one. No, it is one. It is one. It is I believe a Mexico, with all the switchgear, reef. Yeah. And bonnet catches. Oh, Zodiac. Ford Zodiac in the most, oh god, that's just so limey green, isn't it? Reminds me of an ice cream when I was young, but I can't remember what colour, I can't remember what the name of it was, but a Ford Zodiac is just such a beautiful thing to behold. Now I believe this would put it as a 64 registration, so 1964. Is this the kind of colour you'd expect for 1964 with the matching cushion? Yeah, I think so. And the dashboard as well, which is a sort of soft touch dashboard with a period tax disc, which I fully approve of, and stainless steel wiper blades. All very nice. Now, I think there was very good reason, and I made a good decision not to go in the museum on this journey, because I've got a lot of that will be a day all in itself, and I didn't really realise how big this place was. We've had a few owners leave, but I'm going to head back to the car now, and I'm going to do a live stream. So you'd have probably already seen this live stream by the time this video comes out, but I'm just astonished with the amount of fantastic Fords that are on offer. I'm just going to go this way, but I've never been here before, and wow, okay, and it's literally an hour and 15-minute drive down the A38 from where I live. So I am just pleasured. You just see some smashing cars like this Eclipse, that Sierra, Escort Mark 5s, some Focus Mark 1s, which I'm very pleased about. Most of them fast Fords. But what a day. And that is where I'm going to leave this, because I'm now going to do a live stream, and it might be a good one or a bad one, but I'm absolutely just chuffed with the amount of variety I've seen at this show and the amount of cars. I came here thinking, should I actually go to the museum as well? Do I have enough video time? Yeah, turns out I had enough. I'm hoping that my Focus Mark 1 stuff is going to get bigger and better. Some people don't consider it a classic at all. It's each to their own at the end of the day. I've seen some really rare cars today that I haven't seen on the roads for a long time. That Encore Fiesta Mark 4, I haven't seen one in years, and yet people would not consider that a classic. They're up and coming, and I hope that my work is going to kind of benefit people long term. Anyway, I will see you very soon. You take care from me, and from the Great British Car Journey. See you very soon.